Broomfield, Colorado is a fantastic suburb to choose if you're considering living in the Denver area. But we have to get realistic here and see whether or not you'll find this place desirable. Could you see yourself living here? To answer that requires a bit more information. Let's dive into it. So the first pro of Broomfield, Colorado is its location. Broomfield sits as one of Denver's northern suburbs. Technically, it's its own county and city, and it provides a bit more of a suburban feel, rather than a more urban setting that you'd find closer to the city. It's a fantastic place to live, especially if you're looking for areas that are close to Denver, for reasons like your work takes you there, or you just want easy access to the city, but still want to be far enough away that you're not right smack dab in the center of the city, and amidst all the chaos there. But Denver isn't the only thing Broomfield is close to. If you're looking to have a quick and easy commute into Boulder, perhaps instead your work takes you there. It's either a quick drive up 36 or taking routes like Baseline or Arapahoe Road, just north of the suburb. Now, Broomfield itself is quite a large suburb, so the route you take into either Boulder or Denver is going to vary based off of where in the suburb you live. And also, Broomfield has a quicker commute to the Denver International Airport. Now, honestly, the drive into the Denver airport for anyone not living on the eastern side of the city is going to take a minute. But you have two options. You either take 36 down into the center of Denver and cross over onto 70 and then up Pena Boulevard. That's the free and typical route most take. The only issue is that there is a higher chance of traffic, which hopefully doesn't cause you to miss your flight. But there's also a route called E470, which circumvents the city on the northeast. It takes you right to the airport. The only con, it's a toll road. So I'd argue if you're not going to the airport that often, it might be worth a few extra dollars. So the next pro of Broomfield is that it has and is near terrific locations for outdoor activities and events. I'll start within the city and build outward. There are a ton of open spaces within the suburb that offer wonderful spots to get out for a nice walk, enjoy a bike ride during the spring or summer, and just take a pause from all the bustle of daily life. But there are also locations for sport activities and events. Broomfield Commons is a wonderful spot that features a dog park, soccer fields, a football field, playground, rec center, and then of course a lot of walking trails too, with a massive open space on the southern end. It is a huge park located in the center of the suburb. Also, there are several golf courses in Broomfield too. I'll throw a link below so you can check them out. But now if we expand outside of Broomfield, you have access to all kinds of outdoor activities and locations along the Front Range. Of course, you can guess where I'm going with this, but Boulder, Colorado is only 20 minutes away. And honestly, there's probably more hiking than anyone can handle there. Now, of course, if scaling a Flatiron is not quite your level right now, it's definitely not mine, I got you covered. There's tons of easier, at least more level hiking along the Front Range and in neighboring towns too. So although Broomfield internally has a lot you can enjoy, the amount doubles, triples, quadruples as you get closer to the Front Range. And the final pro we have to talk about are Broomfield's terrific schools. So the suburb is split into a couple different school districts, given its size and location. But two I want to focus on right now are the Boulder Valley School District and the Adams 12 5-star School District. So if you're living on the western side of Broomfield, you'll most likely be within the Boulder Valley District. Now this district encompasses, can you guess, Boulder and a huge majority of Boulder County. It's been ranked the #2 best school district in Colorado and the #1 best school district in the Denver area. I recommend checking out the niche.com page on this if you're curious and want to do a bit more research, but there are several A-ranked schools within this district inside Broomfield, like Cole Elementary and Broomfield High. Now, if you're on the eastern side of Broomfield, you're more likely going to be within the Adams 12 school district, which does offer several B+ and A ranking schools as well. Now, one school worth mentioning, technically not within Broomfield, just a smidge to the east, but still within the Adams 12 district, is the Stargate Charter School, which has been ranked the #1 best public high school in Colorado. I'll throw a link below so you can check it out. So in all, from a school district perspective, Broomfield does sit in quite a few different districts, a few of which are quite competitive and offer solid educational opportunities. So now we have to transition into some of the cons of living in Broomfield, Colorado. The first would be the cost of living. Truth be told, it's quite affordable relative to some of the other suburbs of Denver, like Boulder, Erie, Superior, or Lafayette. However, the price point is still high relative to the overall Denver area. Right now, the median price point for a single-family home in Broomfield sits at around $657,000 and around $495,000 for a condo or townhome. Now, perhaps if you're planning on living here, you may be thinking about renting first. Understandable. So from a rental perspective, the median rent across the board sits at around $2,400 a month. Now, if you're looking for a one-bedroom apartment, given your circumstances, expect to pay around $1,560 a month. Now, most of these types of rentals, these one-bedroom apartments, are going to be found on the southwestern side of the city, closer to 36 and to Boulder. But if you're looking for a home to rent, expect the median rent to be just shy of $3,000. And these properties are going to be found in the central and eastern side of the suburb, just given the layout of the town. Now, although these prices are not, compared to other suburbs, an unreasonable price, I do feature it as a con, especially for those looking for more affordable living, as well as given the current market and interest rates. Now, the second con I've added here is the limited nightlife. Now, I mention this because of Broomfield's location to other cities like Boulder and Denver, where the nightlife is much more active. Broomfield does feature Flatiron Crossing, which is a massive mall in the southwest of the city, and there's a lot of shops and restaurants to go and explore. But if we compare it to places like Boulder or Denver, the nightlife in Broomfield just doesn't compare. Granted, this may be a con for some and a pro for others. Perhaps you're looking for a little less nightlife and a bit more peace and quiet. Well, then Broomfield would be a desirable spot for you. But I'm including this because if you're looking to spend an evening out and explore a lot of the town, you're gonna have to make a drive into places like Boulder or Denver, which can be an inconvenience, especially if there's traffic, finding parking, reservations, etc. But the level of activity you can find in either city is unmatched, and Broomfield honestly doesn't come close. And the third con of Broomfield is that there is a potential to feel crowded in the suburb. The current population there is around 77,000 people, with the expectation for it to continue to grow over the next few years. There is some construction of new neighborhoods occurring, and so although I argued that Broomfield is definitely quieter and more open than really urban suburbs closer to Denver, there still may be that claustrophobic feeling for some. Some I've talked to aren't necessarily too gung-ho about living in a sea of houses and are looking for a bit more open space, or at least a lot less noise. Others don't necessarily mind it because it fits their needs, depending on work, family life, and lifestyle. But I include this as a con because Broomfield is a built-up city with a growing population and a confined area. Plus, the suburbs surrounding Broomfield, especially to the south, are also built up, and the ones to the north and west are being built up as we speak. So this could intensify that boxed in feeling. But if you're in the latter group and you're looking for a place with a bit more open space that has more of a rural feel yet still holds on to that suburban aesthetic, put simply, the town is built up but it's surrounded by a lot more open space, then I'd recommend checking out this video here. It's another town just a few miles north of Broomfield and could offer you a bit more space yet hopefully be exactly what you're looking for. I think you'll find it helpful. This is Life on the Front Range. I'll see you there.